Hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. So, we are going to be doing zodiac readings again. I almost dropped the incense, sorry. Yesterday we did Gemini. I forgot to say happy birthday to the Geminis. But because we are in June, after the 21st, it'll be the birthday of some of you Cancers. So happy birthday to you guys, if it is. Maybe this is your rising sign. Maybe this is your moon sign. Maybe you're Cancer dominant in other ways. So you might still be a Gemini because they are right next to each other. Anywho, let's get started. Let's see what the message is for Cancerians. Okay, first card that came out is Spider. What is the message for Cancerians? And then we've got Hyena and the oyster. The oyster. Okay. So let's start with the oyster. Let's read that message. That is a water element. So here we go. Water, oyster. So the oyster represents patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. Excuse me. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful. And this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires in life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. When in balance, feels blessed, generous, masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clams up. To bring into balance, share something. Okay. Now the spider is an earth energy. Spider. Where's it at? Let's see. Here we go. The spider represents creator of prosperity through life's work and dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, appreciative, enthusiastic, prosperous. When out of balance, discouraged, tired, and forlorn. To bring into balance, playful creativity. And the hyena, fire energy. Here we go. The hyena represents humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationship or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? When in balance, charming, witty, fun to be around. When out of balance, scrappy, petty, and suspicious. To bring into balance, sobriety. Okay. So, from these three cards, I can already tell. I'm going to start shuffling by the way, the names of the decks are going to be in the description box below. But just in case some of you don't know how to get to that, I'm using the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle and the Wild Unknown Tarot Mini as the clarifiers. The main deck I'm going to be using is the Naked Heart Tarot, okay? So I'm going to start setting out the cards as I talk about the Oracle cards. We already start with Death. So this tells me that you've got some gift that you're hiding from the world, and it's time that you took yourself seriously. Ace of Wands. It's time that you start putting this out into the world. You start sharing your gift. Eight of Wands. Because I think that what you have to offer is part of your destiny. Sky Father, which is the Emperor. It's not only part of your destiny, it's meant to help the world in some way. That's what I feel. And you are basically denying the world of this gift because you are afraid to share it. Let's see. What else do we need for Cancer? The Seven of Pentacles. The Magician. Also, some of you may be using humor to deflect. Like you may be like, oh yeah, I'm going to turn into a major star. And you talk about it like it's a joke, but it's actually because you don't think you could accomplish that, the Tower. You try to take it like, oh, it's just a giant joke that I could ever accomplish that. Well, it will be a joke if you treat it that way. Three of Cups. The Moon. And last but not least, the Five of Wands. With the overall energy being the Fool. Followed by the Strength card, the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil. What this really comes down to is fear. Fear that you're actually not as good as you think you are. Fear that you will be rejected by the world. I recommend this book all the time, but I'm going to do it again for those of you who didn't catch it the first few times. Stephen Pressfield wrote a wonderful book called The War of Art. And in that book, he describes those fears that we have about, what if I'm not good enough? What if my work is laughed at? What if I'm mocked? Don't take yourself so seriously. So it's like a balance between the hyena using wit and humor. Instead of using it to deflect, use it to be lighthearted. Be lighthearted about the situation. Don't take yourself so seriously. If you think of your work as your baby, oh, fatal blow, because then you're going to be very protective of it. You're going to be very scared of exposing your work to the world. But if you think of your work, whatever it is, as like Stephen Pressfield, for example, he's a writer, right? If he hesitated every time he put out something, he wouldn't be Stephen Pressfield. He's Stephen Pressfield because despite his reservations, despite his fears, he put out work. And there's going to be people, a lot of people who love him. There's going to be people who don't. He focuses on those who are willing to read his work. He focuses on when he's creating, what he's creating. He doesn't focus on the results, on what people are going to be saying about it. He's just going to put it out there and let it take its toll. So you have to have a little bit of detachment. Like, obviously, you're very invested already into what you do, but you have to come at it with a little bit of detachment and just trust. Because I really think, like, whatever this is something you've been working on. Seven of Pentacles, you've been working on this for a while. And I think that you're underestimating how quickly it would just, boom, shoot forward. Because you've already done most of the work. Tell me about the Fool. We've got the Seven of Cups. Tell me about the Fool. The Five of Wands again. And the Three of Swords. Oh, okay. Overall energy, Six of Swords, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you're holding back. You're holding back because you've already been hurt in some way. Maybe you tried putting out some work before and you were criticized. Maybe you tried creating something where the people closest to you might have talked down about it, and you carry those wounds in your heart. Well, the Five of Wands is here twice because that's a challenge. That's a challenge you're going to have to overcome. It's, sorry, I'm moving my water bottle so I can open it. Like you're imagining the worst case scenario, basically. You're saying, if this already happened, imagine when I put out more work. So let's say that it was, I feel like it was somebody close to you, because the Three of Swords, that hurt. And I really feel like it was somebody that you expected support from. That's why I love that book from Stephen Pressfield, because it basically is teaching you, don't expect support from people. If you're waiting to be supported by people, you're never going to make it. You're supposed to put out the work, and then people who want to support you will come. Don't wait for the support to come to put out your work. And I feel like because of the Three of Swords, these are people who you expected support from. And what you got in return was criticism. Maybe they joked about your work and you just kind of like, yeah, it's just a joke. When in reality, that really hurt. So the way your mind is processing this, or your heart is processing this, is by saying, well, if the people that I love and that I expected to support me didn't, what am I supposed to expect from the world? It's going to be 10 times worse. But actually, I think it's the other way around. I think it hurts with people who are close to you because you value their opinion. It's going to hurt from anyone when you value their opinion, whether it's a friend, a lover, a family member. Maybe it's a mentor that you really respect and that you really were hoping they would, guide you most of the way. And they might have said something really cutting that you felt was true. And maybe it was. Maybe you're supposed to improve on something, but you just took it like, they're saying I'm not good enough. But if you don't value other people's opinion, it's not going to hurt. These people, whoever it is that already hurt you, you gave their opinion power. And I'm not saying you shouldn't, because maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe they're just giving you valid criticism, constructive criticism. But for the world at large, if some random stranger tells you, I sometimes laugh, okay? Because I do these readings not because I expect a certain person to watch it. I do these readings because I feel called. It's my duty. It's my job. If I'm a channel, the only reason I'm a channel is because I'm meant to share these messages. Otherwise, these gifts would stop because I'm not using them, right? I would be hiding my gift. So when random people come to my page, I didn't invite them. They show up on my page and they come and tell me, I don't like your page. I don't like your content. I don't like you. I'm like, okay. I don't know what you want me to do about it. I don't care. I didn't ask you to come here. You came here of your own volition. You watched my content and they decided you didn't like it. That's fair. So don't watch it. No loss to either one of us. Move on. If I let those comments get to me, I would never post anything. I wouldn't live, basically. Because everybody will tell you things. You underestimate how unhappy a lot of people are. And the way that they deal with that unhappiness is taking that out on others. So if you are valuing whether you should put yourself out there or not based on what other people will let you do or not do, you're fucked. You're fucked, really. Tell you about the Death card. The Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. Tell me about the Death card. The Five of Pentacles. Oh, the Five of Swords. Overall energy, again, death. Followed by the Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Two of Swords. This goes all the way back to whoever your caretakers were. in childhood. There's people around you who made you feel worthless. And keep in mind, most of the time, parents don't realize the impact that their words are having on their children, okay? Parents, uncles, siblings, they don't realize just how those words are etched in someone's soul, in someone's heart. They don't realize the impact that they're having. Words are spells, okay? And people forget that they're either cursing you or blessing you. Because I don't see it being intentional, but I do see that they might have said things like, you need to stop. You're never going to make it, okay? Just cut it out. Or, why don't you do something more practical that's not going to work out for you? You're not very good at that. Or whatever they said, it made you feel like you weren't good at this. You weren't worth anything. That's how you took it. You took that, whatever was said, as like, I'm not ever going to be worth anything. I'm useless. And that might have been something that they said. Those might have been the words that they used. But with the Five of Swords, you're allowing those words to be a blockage. You're allowing whatever was said when you were a child, whatever was implied, or I'm not sure if something happened even. Maybe you were laughed off the stage one time, or you were bullied, or it might not even have been your caretakers. It might have been people at school making you feel like shit, or your siblings. Whatever it was. With the Death card coming out twice, this is something that needs to be changed. It needs to be transformed because you've worked really hard at something. I'm hearing the, hold on. The final countdown. It's the final countdown. Hold on. Let's see. It's a song by Europe. So the lyrics say, we're leaving together, but still it's farewell. And maybe we'll come back to earth, who can tell? I guess there's no one to blame. We're leaving ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the final countdown. The final countdown. Oh, we're heading for Venus. And still we stand tall, because maybe they've seen us and welcome us all. With so many light years to go and things to be found, I'm sure that we'll all miss her so. It's the final countdown. And yeah, it just keeps going. It's the final countdown, final countdown, final countdown. So your life will grow to such a point that you'll feel like you're shifting from one planet to another. But it's going to require, think about it like that. If you were to leave Earth and go live on Venus, wouldn't you have to leave people behind here? Wouldn't you have to leave things behind on Earth? You can't carry everything. Well, that's it right there. You want to shift into a better life? You have to leave behind a lot of the mindset, a lot of the words, the actions, the memories that aren't serving you. Leave them in the past. You're going to a better place. And not death. But it'll feel like a death because it's a whole new world, basically. But you would need to leave this behind. Whatever the blockage is that's making you turn into a little oyster, whatever it is, you need to detach from that. You need to heal it and let it go. Talk about the Ace of Wands. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Talk about the Ace of Wands. With the Moon. Overall energy, Ten of Pentacles, Daughter of Wands, Son of Swords. So with the Ten of Pentacles, that represents family to me here. Or at least maybe not always family, but it's whatever you have already established as stability, as the way things are. So part of this fear is coming from this place of, this is uncomfortable. Getting out of my comfort zone is uncomfortable. Leaving behind what I already know, the way I've always lived, is uncomfortable. And it is. But it really depends on whether you want a better life or not. If you could transport yourself to a whole other world, and it's Venus, so it's full of all the wonderful things, luxury, love, support, appreciation, sex. Wouldn't you go? Because I think that you really need to examine what you're putting in. The Six of Pentacles usually shows a scale, but in this one it's still an appropriate image because it's showing a little plant that's bearing fruit, right? So you have to ask yourself, what am I planting? And am I nurturing what I'm planting so that I can expect rewards from it? Because the Seven of Pentacles, same energy, and I love this deck for it. Same energy. You can only reap what you've sown. If you haven't sown work, if you haven't put in the work, you haven't put in effort, how do you expect to get past this? Blockages and obstructions do not magically disappear. With the Ten of Cups, you can act all hunky-dory, but I feel like today's collective was really connected to you, Cancer, because the first card that came out in today's collective was the ostrich sticking their head in the sand, and the moon and the Ten of Cups, that's what you're doing. You're in this energy of like, no, it's gonna be okay, we're all fine, everybody's fine, nobody panic, let's just ignore the problem. Well, if you keep ignoring the problem, you keep acting like everything's fine, everything's okay, don't expect to change. That's all. Things will remain the way they've always been because you chose that. That was the choice you made with your lack of action. Lack of action is a decision as well. Or lack of making a decision is a decision. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. High Priestess, the Sun. Tell me about the Eight of Wands. Oh, Seven of Wands reversed. Overall energy, Six of Swords, Nine of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, if your fear is greater than your desire to succeed, then you will stay where you've always been. That's just what it comes down to. Because of the High Priestess and the Sun, clarifying the Eight of Wands, you've already received the message of what you're supposed to do. You've already received downloads, you've already received guidance, you've probably seen it in readings, you've seen it in people pulling oracle cards, you've probably seen it in multiple ways because the universe doesn't just, 8 wands, you've seen it 8 different ways for some of you. But with the Seven of Wands, look at this, and this Seven of Wands, look at how it is. It's like a flame but pointed downwards. You know what you need to do, but you're not doing it. You know what needs to be done, but you're not doing it. And the universe is like, look, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. I can tell you and guide you, but I can't force you to do the things that you need to do. That's on you. Clarify Skyfather. Justice card. Clarify Skyfather. Temperance. And the Father of Wands. Clarified by the Daughter of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Ten of Wands and the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. That's 3 pages. A little stubby finger, oh well. 3 pages already. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Page of Cups. This definitely has to do with a father figure. The Sky Father, which is the Emperor, is a father figure. So for some of you, this could have been a teacher, this could have been a mentor, this could have been your actual father or grandfather, an older brother, an uncle. Whoever it was, you look up, maybe still, looked up to or still look up to this person. You saw them like a leader, like someone who was fiery and passionate and in control, and they were the boss. And Justice card here tells me that this person is part of your soul tribe, and they're meant to help you along the way. They are meant to challenge you along the way. What you decide to do with that challenge, that's up to you. Because for some of you, think of it like you had pre-arranged this with a friend. You're like, okay, so I'm going to go run this marathon, okay? And at a certain point in the marathon, when I feel like I'm giving up, I want you to come out and talk a lot of shit to me, okay? And that'll motivate me. It'll light up this fire. I'm like, no, you are not going to win. And if your friend's like, okay. And then they start talking all this shit and you're sitting there like, dude, I can't believe you said that to me. And they're just like, dude, we arranged this ahead of time. You know, I don't really mean this, right? So that's what I feel here. Like, this is a prearranged thing. You and this person made a previous agreement. They are a friend. They are your soul tribe person. They really care about you. Whatever they said was meant to be a challenge to you. It was meant to be a glove thrown, like, what you gonna do about that? And you're kind of taking that and internalizing it like, I'm not good enough. And the higher self of this other person's just like, what are you doing? We agreed this is going to be a challenge. Why are you stopping? Why are you actually stopping? You're not supposed to. Don't do that. Alchemize this. I'm giving you energy. Take the energy, ingest it, use it to fire yourself up and move forward. Don't let this become a blockage. Tell me about the Seven of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and the Magician. Hold on. It's because the reading just uploaded it and I need to put it on Patreon. 1 second. Okay. There we go. I'll upload part 2 in a minute. Okay. So, 2 of Wands is the overall energy, followed by the 4 of Wands, followed by the 4 of Swords. Yeah. So you need to examine what happened. What point in your life did you think, I have to stop this, or I can't share this, I can't do what I've always wanted? Because I can tell you, for me, recently I've picked up writing again, and I'm going to share this with you because this is me being vulnerable. But I'm sharing it with you because this was a blockage for me for a really long time. When I was young, I used to love writing long letters to one of my aunt. That's like a second mother to me. I loved writing letters to her. We would write. We were pen pals. We would write to each other, and I would slip in poetry. I would write poems and send them to her. And I didn't realize she started collecting them. She had this little booklet where she would collect the poems. And then one day, she had this huge argument because my dad I adore my dad, but he is he's a lot softer now. Back then, he was a very macho Mexican masculine male. So he didn't see the importance of women going to school. He graduated from university as an engineer, but the way he saw it, women don't need to go to school. They're going to be a housewife. Why would they need to go to school? I know, cringe, I know, but still, it happened. And so my aunt was trying to persuade him to allow me to go to the university. She was like, this child has a gift. She could write. Now keep in mind, I have my Chiron and Gemini, okay? This is a challenge I'm meant to overcome in this lifetime. And my dad and her had this big throwdown. Actually, it was several times. And I just stopped. I stopped writing to her. I stopped writing poems because to me, as a Libra in the fourth house, I wanted my family to be at peace. I wanted harmony in my family. And I felt like I was disrupting that harmony because now people that I loved, two of the people that I adored, were fighting each other because one wanted me to go to school, the other one didn't want me to go to school. And I was terrified that it was my fault. So I stopped. I stopped writing at all. I didn't pick up a pen in ages after that, until recently. And that was me being a teenager. And I'm not a teenager now by any means. So it's been a while. Something like that happened with some of you. Some event or some words, whatever. It was like you went through some situation that made you say, I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. You need to heal that. You need to go in, examine where it happened, take action. Don't let this become a blockage for you. It's only a blockage if you allow it to. Because honestly, you have such a great foundation. Whatever this is, you have a wonderful foundation for it. You're built for this. You really are. But with the Magician here, this is Mercury energy. It's mind over matter. Mind over matter, baby. That's what it comes down to. You have to decide that you are stronger than whatever challenge was placed in front of you. With the Chariot here, you have to decide that your will, your desire to accomplish this is stronger than anything else. You can't let this become a blockage. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. Because this gift is something that the world needs to see. Whatever it is you have to share, whether it's your voice, whether it's your writing, whether it's your art, maybe you're great at creating certain types of crafts that would make other people's life easier. Whatever it is, whatever inspiration, ideas you have, you can't give up. Don't give up, please. Please don't give up. Tell me about the Magician, because this is the second time it's come out. The Star, the Six of Swords. Clarify the Magician. Eight of Pentacles. Overall energy, Nine of Wands, Ace of Wands, the Tower. I love this because this is something I've witnessed myself in my life. When I'm going in the direction that I'm supposed to be going, even if it's scary, even if it's terrifying, if I just keep going, doors start opening, opportunities start flowing to me. Things just go. I can't say that they're easy because no, it's not easy, especially because it's terrifying and it's a challenge and it's something I've never done before. But it's almost like you get all these, like the universe is sprinkling all these blessings along the way. Like, good, like, like, I know this is going to sound terrible, but I just have to say it. Like the way you train a dog, okay? You try and train a dog or a pet of any kind, you reward them, right? Because you're like, yes, this is a good action. I want you to continue doing this action. No, this is a bad action. You're going to spray with a water bottle, things like that. With me, I've noticed personally, and I don't know if it's happened with you guys, but I've noticed this for myself. When I'm going the direction I'm supposed to be going, all these little sprinkled treats happen along the way. Even if it's difficult, those treats give me the fortitude, the will to keep going. Because I know it's like proof that I'm going in the right direction. When I'm going in the direction I'm not supposed to be going at, everything's dead. Nothing works out. Nothing happens. I feel this sense of stagnancy. I feel dead inside, honestly. I start getting depressed. And for some of you, that's just it. If you just start walking in the right direction, it's going to start happening suddenly. So let's say that this is somebody who's a singer, okay? I'm not saying all of you are, I'm not, but let's say some of you out there are a singer. You've written songs, you already know the right pitch, you already know everything about the song, but you haven't put it out there. Put it out there. For some of you, you'll go viral overnight. If this is art, and maybe you have all these beautiful paintings in your house or sketches, but you've never shared them because you're like, that's uncomfortable. I don't want people looking at my vulnerable artistic side. Put it out there. Watch what happens. Because it's like all the culmination of all your work is going to hit you like a freight train, but in a really good way. In a really good way. You will take off from Earth to Venus. You'll move forward faster than you ever imagined. But you just can't give up because the Nine of Wands keeps coming out. And I'm telling you, it's the final countdown. You're so close. You're so close. Tell me about this Tower. Eight of Cups. The Son of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Daughter of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. Followed, which the overall energy is the World, the Hanged Man, and the Six of Wands. Interesting that this is, to some of you, this is exactly what's stopping you. What's stopping you is you already know how good you are. You already know that this would take you out of the current life you lead now. And there's this fear of walking away from the people you love because you also know that they wouldn't be able to follow you. They wouldn't be able to walk with you anymore. I want you to embrace your inner Lord Farquaad, okay? From Shrek, remember Lord Farquaad? Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I want you to embrace your inner Lord Farquaad. Be a little selfish. Like, I may lose some of you. That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Laugh about it if you want. Cry about it. But accept it. Because with the star here, this is your north node. This is your destiny. 1, 2, 3 on the clock, by the way, right now. That's not a coincidence. This is meant for you. This level up, this glow up, you already know it's for you. You're scared because you know it's happening. You know you're so close, you can feel it. You're Cancer. I'm talking to Cancer, you already know. But you're scared because you're also aware that as soon as you cross a certain threshold, and it's Cancer, right? It's probably family you're afraid of losing, or people who are like family to you. You like being in comfort. You like being in a place where you know where things are, you know who lives here, like you're comfortable. And you're scared of being uncomfortable. But you're missing out. You're not only is the world missing out on whatever gift you have, because here's the thing, to some of you, let's say you're meant to be a singer, right? And to some of you, you're like, I'm just thinking about what I would get. I don't know, that seems really materialistic, that seems this, that seems that. I think a lot of you really underestimate how healing music is. For those of you who are authors, I think a lot of you underestimate the influence literature has on people who read. Whatever gift you're meant to put out there, there's people who will be so impacted with it. And those are the ones the universe is thinking about. Those are the people the universe is like, don't forget why. Don't forget why you have this gift, why you have this talent. It's not just about what you're going to get out of it. That's just a byproduct. It's about who needs to hear it. I personally can tell you, Eminem, for example, is one of my favorite rappers. Actually, I'm not into rap, actually. Let me rephrase that. I am not a big rap person. But I love Eminem not because he sings rap. It's because of what he used to sing. I think I have a Scorpio Mercury, so I love people who are going for growth, going through transformation. I love people who dig deep and are vulnerable. The first song I ever heard from him was the Coming Out of the Closet. I'm sorry, mama, I never meant to hurt you. When I heard that song, I was like, dude, that is badass. That man just put his whole life out there without stuttering. And I was like, respect, dude, respect. Because at the time I was a teenager. I had a lot of teenage angst. I was mad at the world. I was mad at my mother. I had a lot of unhealed things within me. And that music would make me cry. It would purge a lot of pain that I had. I didn't even realize I had that pain until I would hear his music and they would hit me right in my heart. And I was like, oh, I love this. And he's consistently put out a lot of music like that. He used to be someone who struggled with a lot of addictions. And through his music, you'll hear where he's transforming, where he's growing and trying to become a better person. I love that. He may just think like, yeah, it got me some money. But there's a lot of people out there who were healed through his words, through him expressing his pain, putting his whole story out there. A lot of us received healing. And you're underestimating that. You're forgetting that. You're thinking about yourself. You're being a little selfish right now. And it's ironic because it's almost like you're in this place of being selfish, but you think, I can't be selfish. Which is, it's a little bit of a conundrum here. Because you're afraid of being selfish because you're thinking of what you're going to get out of it. But the God or goddess, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it, is encouraging you to not be selfish by putting yourself out there. Stop thinking about yourself. Stop thinking about how it's going to affect you. Because, yeah, you are going to receive a lot of blessings. But start thinking about the impact you're going to have on others who hear your words, who hear your voice, who see your art, who use your product. Those are the people you need to think about. The glow up is just a side effect, basically. Tell me about the Three of Cups. The Fool. Tell me about the Three of Cups. The Two of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. Overall energy, Mother of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords, Death, and the Seven of Pentacles. So, Cancer, it's time to cut the crap. Step into your inner Queen of Swords energy. Don't bullshit yourself. Don't do that. You're better than that. You know. You're a high priestess. You already know what you need to do. I don't need to be telling you. I'm just a reminder. I'm just a channel to your guides that are kind of bopping you on the head like, what are you doing? Get out there. Put your shit out there. You already know what you need to do. And, you know, I want to reiterate the fact that I don't use words like chosen a lot. Because I think it's stupid. There's no such thing as chosen. It's we choose, okay? This is one of these things. You are one of the people who has come this far because we went from 6 of Pentacles to 7 of Pentacles to 8 of Pentacles. You've come this far. You've invested in yourself this far. The universe is like, keep going, come on, keep going. You are choosing to be a chosen. But the reverse could also happen. You could also choose to not be a channel, a voice. But don't bullshit yourself. Don't say, oh, it's because I don't think I'll make it, because that's bullshit. You already know you will. You already know. And you also know that you're not going to lose everybody. You might lose people who are dear to you, but with the Three of Cups and the Two of Cups, there will still be people around who love you, who will walk this path with you. And the Two of Cups tells me that you may even, if you don't have love right now, like if you're single or you just went through a breakup or whatever, you will also find love along this path. Or if you're currently already seeing someone, it'll only make the love grow if they're the right person for you. But don't bullshit yourself. Be honest with yourself. Be clear. Because Out of all the water signs, Cancer is the one who just knows. You already know. Anything I'm saying here, it's not news to you. This is just a reminder. I'm just the alarm clock in the morning reminding you what you need to do, but you already know. Clarify the moon. The Hierophant. The Son of Wands, which is the Nine of Wands, basically. And the Nine of Cups. Overall energy, Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Wands, and the Lovers. So you'll have help, too. I don't know that your guides could make it any easier than this. You not only are going to get rewarded along the way, but you'll have help. You're not going to be alone along this path. So for those of you who are single, you will find love along this path because they want you to feel supported. They want you to feel loved and cared for. For others, if you already have love, you'll find more friends. You'll find a teacher, a mentor. Excuse me. But it's not, the moon is literally Cancer energy. It's not as unknown as you're trying to act like it is. You already know where you're going. I'm pretty sure you've already seen images, flashes in your mind through dreams or just because Cancer is claircognizance, right? You already know, you already have an idea of what your life will be like. A pretty solid idea. But with the Knight of Pentacles, it will only get you there if you take action. If you start putting your little feet one in front of the other, moving forward. It's not going to happen overnight. So get your ass in gear, Cancer. Get your ass in gear because I'm telling you, once you start taking those steps, things are just going to fall into place and you're going to be so fucking happy that you didn't stop. Tell me about the Five of Wands. The Empress. Tell me about the Five of Wands. The World. The Eight of Swords. Overall energy, the Strength card. The Four of Cups. The Two of Wands, Two of Pentacles, the Tower. Oh, I can't. I'm just. I'm done. I'm done with y'all, Cancer. Because you already know. You already know what you need to do. You already know the steps you need to take. You already know the direction you need to go in. You already know. The only thing stopping you is yourself. Your fear. Your fear of how fast things will change. It's almost like, think of it like this. I love roller coasters, okay? I'm a little kid at heart. And if you picture when you go to a theme park, the roller coaster going up, you know, that little you're sitting at the very top. And you're kind of like, whoa, pause. So everybody's pausing like, okay. You're terrified of when you say go, it's going to take off. But you're also going to have fun. So why are you so scared? This is not going to kill you. This is not the end of your life. You might have some losses, but you're going to have a lot more gains. You're going to be a goddamn empress for crying out loud. Come on now. And the World, the Wheel of Fortune, the Strength card. This is a very wonderful problem to have. Your issue will be, where am I going to spend my money now? Your issue will be, I'm running out of product. That's it. That's a pretty solid fucking problem to have. So stop selling yourself short. Stop bullshitting yourself. Get your shit together and move forward, okay? That's what I got for you. Hopefully you got roasted enough that you move forward and do something. No, No, seriously. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to feedback, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.